What? Who is using the Force right now? Welcome back, Super Friends and Super Family. I am Thor, your friendly neighborhood god of thunder. Today I'm reacting to Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 4, Episode 10. So, last episode, because I'm watching Buffy and Angel alternating, the last episode was Episode 10 of Angel, where a lot went down. You know, Cordelia almost got her eye taken out. She now is having the visions, and we got Wesley as part of the crew. But back with Buffy, I mean, the last we saw of Buffy, what was happening? It's hard to keep track. There's so much stuff going on with both shows. Something with Riley, right? Can't remember. Buffy and Spike got married. So I'm curious, like, how they're doing as a couple, if, you know, after the wedding, their feelings aren't the same. No, but I mean, that was one of the craziest, silliest, just out there Buffy episodes ever. I mean, to see Spike and Buffy together, kissing, making out, while Giles is blind on the couch, drinking away, trying to block out everything that's going on, that is beautiful entertainment for a show like Buffy. And Riley, it was great in the aftermath of all of that. He just rolled with it. Like, oh, that was a prank? That was a prank? Oh, that was a prank? Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. Let's go out. I mean, if there's any doubt whether he's completely smitten with Buffy, I think that is the perfect proof that he 100% is. But that might be the direction we take this next episode. I mean, I think it's inevitable that we're building towards Buffy finding out that Riley has a secret identity, and Riley figuring out that Buffy, not really a secret identity, but like a double life. You know what I mean? They're both going to find out that they're superheroes of different genres, basically. Does that make sense? I don't think it does. I'm going to stop talking. Let's get into the reaction. As always, the full reaction is up on Patreon, along with future episodes of Buffy and Angel, if you care to support me and check those out. Thank you to everyone who does. And let's get into today's reaction. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 4, Episode 10.
It's about inspiration. Not the idea, but the moment before the idea when it's total.
Is that how inspiration works? Mine is usually after hours and hours of painful...
Buffy, Summers. Come on down to the front here.
No pressure in front of the whole class. We've all been there, right? I guess if you've gone to college.
What? Go ahead, you're perfectly safe.
Safe, but are you comfortable? I'm uncomfortable doing that in front of the class. I guess I'd be uncomfortable. I don't like the spotlight, talking in front of the class in any circumstances, let alone laying down on a desk.
A demonstration, right?
Be a good boy.
She's like, I'm your boss, you have to do whatever I say. What? Is this part of college? I know there's crazy teachers, but okay. Okay, I don't know if I'd be that comfortable getting intimate in front of my college class, but I guess to each their own. What the heck? Oh, is this another Buffy nightmare? That would make sense, having a nightmare being in front of the whole class.
Do you hear that?
I swear if Drusilla shows up in this nightmare, it's a 20 out of 10 episode.
Knocking on doors, they need to take 7 and they might take yours.
Put her in The Shining.
You won't be hurt.
What the heck?
So I'll see you all Monday for a final review session.
Okay, when I zoned out during class, I never saw anything like that. What was that creature that Riley turned into, though, at the end?
I didn't snort. Very discreet. Minimal drool.
Willow, like a true friend, was looking out for Buffy, even while she slept during class.
There might have been a cameo.
Is that right?
Maybe more like
Willow undercover.
Patrolling?
petroleum.
Patrolling.
That doesn't make much more sense.
And homework. What about you?
Well, I guess Riley's okay with her being a bit odd.
Grading what papers? We only have the final.
When you go for the kiss and the girl you're about to kiss changes the topic and talks about grading papers, no good, bro.
I'll see you then.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's either a chance that Riley secretly is some demonic creature.
Fortune favors the brave.
Oh, is she just too scared to kiss him? That's funny. Okay. I thought it was something else. I thought she was worried because I feel like I need to go back and play that dream in a little bit slower, but it looked like Riley like transformed into some crazy creature, right?
It could just be the eternal mystery that is your brain. Look, I'll check it out. And... Heard of a group called The Gentlemen?
Group of what?
The Gentlemen.
Oh, look, you're asking Spike for info now? And he's completely untied, just walking around?
Since the picture you just painted means that I will never touch food of any kind again.
Yeah, but now he's having peanut butter too? That's crazy. How can a like, doesn't that taste disgusting to a vampire? Am I forgetting some type of lore here?
And you make jokes during my pain. You don't care about me at all.
I care about you.
How much?
Say I love you. That's what she wants.
This isn't a relationship. You don't need me. All you care about is lots of orgasms.
Let's have this conversation in front of everyone else.
Private conversations? How they're less private when they're in front of my friends?
Oh, we're not your friends. Go on.
Spike is like, we haven't watched any good dramas on TV lately.
After sunset. I need you to take Spike for a few days.
What?
What?
It's like a babysitting job. Who's gonna watch Spike?
I'd like us to be alone.
Oh, you mean an orgasm friend?
Yes, that's exactly the most important thing you could have said.
Only Anya would say it like that.
That's not exactly one of my fantasies either.
So you're blowing off our evening because you
I don't want him to come over.
I don't even think Giles is a friend coming over. He just wants some peace and quiet for a little bit. The poor man.
We walk with the darkness, the wolf at our side.
Even Willow's like, that sounds a bit cheesy.
Conjuring transmutation?
Oh, yeah. Then we could all get on our broomsticks and fly around on our broomsticks.
That is such a rude response when, like, how polite Willow was just saying that.
We could...
Yeah. Tara, guys, quiet. Do you have a suggestion?
That is so mean to, like, silence her. It's like, you're a mean girl who's not even cool enough to be a real mean girl. You're a mean girl in the Wicca Club.
Hoping we would get into something real, but...
No actual witches in your witch group.
There is that other girl who is trying to speak up, probably is a real witch.
Nowadays, every girl with a henna tattoo and a spice rack thinks she's a sister to the dark.
I mean, that's kind of true, right?
We almost, but...
Well, get with it. I need my vicarious smoochie.
First 486 times you told me it didn't register, but now I see that you think she's special.
I mean, how do you have a dating life if you work for the Initiative?
Riley Finn.
Initiative vocal code match complete.
Who's funding the Initiative? Where do they get their money? I want to know. It looks like they have some advanced technology.
Biteable, pal. I'm moist and delicious.
All right, yeah, fine.
Does your mom know that a vampire is staying under the roof?
Don't you care about me?
Shut up.
We never talk.
Olive.
Oh, he actually does have her coming over. Okay, good. Good for you, Giles. Oh, what's gonna go wrong? Right when Giles has a moment to enjoy. Too much creepy whispering. Oh. That came out of his mouth? I wonder if this has something to do with the dream Buffy just had. That's the creature, that's the face, okay. I don't know why I thought that Riley turned into that face in Buffy's dream, but maybe it was just a quick flash from him to that creature. What the heck? They can't talk? For a second I was worried the video stopped having audio. I wonder how they shot this. Like, did they do 2 takes, one with like breathing sounds and 1 take where they just muted the audio? Or are the actors not actually speaking, just mouthing words? Well, I guess you and Anya can't fight. That's the plus. Did it affect Spike too, or just humans? Dang, it affects vampires too. I thought he'd be an exception. This is why texting is more advanced, people. Spike's face there was amazing. I mean, how many people does this affect? Like all of Sunnydale? Okay, well that explained it right there.
Vocal code not accepted. Please state your name for vocal identification.
Oh, wow. Wow, you guys need a better system.
Vocal code not accepted. Unauthorized beings
Oh, that
will
sucks.
be considered
What do you do? Oh, shoot. This is a flawed security system. This is a flawed security system. What if someone, like, brought you in and gagged you, man?
Override code incorrect.
Wait, who changed the override code? I like how he wrote, come on, as if he didn't realize how urgent the situation was. Did she caused it. She caused it. It's that girl who everyone kept talking over and ignoring. She cast a spell that made everyone lose their voice. Those other creatures might be a total misdirection. This is one of my crazy theories. Who knows if I'm way off. In modern society, I feel like 50% of people wouldn't even notice this happened, you know? Everyone's like online. That's great, they have little boards. I mean, everyone learns sign language. Let's go. This just turned into a quiet place, right?
Yet what might have caused this or what other effects might be seen from this epidemic, local authorities...
You visited Giles at the wrong time. I'm so sorry. Because there might be chaos. Exactly, literally, almost the exact line. I mean, clearly some sort of spell. I mean, especially if you're one of the citizens of Sunnydale who has no knowledge, you know, somehow hasn't realized there are vampires or anything, this would be such a terrifying, weird thing. No one can talk. It's like you're a bouncer for the whole town there, Riley. That was so perfectly effortless. Really? Really? When they have no choice of how else to communicate, that's how they have their first kiss. Alright. What? Who is using the Force right now? Okay, these guys are so creepy looking. But, I mean, they might be evil and taking advantage of the situation, but I have a feeling that one girl in the group is the one who caused people to stop talking. I hope she doesn't get killed when she just happened to visit. Like, that would be the unluckiest timing, man. And you can't scream either, right? Even if you're right downstairs. Holy, don't do that. That thing is freaky. I wonder how they filmed this with them rolling around. Like, are they on, like, segways or something? And what the heck are the guys, like, running around in front of them doing? Jeez. Oh, these are gonna be some terrifying last moments. Are they gonna, like, cut him open? I mean, at least they love what they do. They're smiling so much. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a brutal, horrible, painful death. Come on, Riley or Buffy, somebody save this poor red shirt. I think it's too late for him. Ugh. They're a very supportive group. They help each other out. Bring them up, you know? And it sucks that Sunnydale's just shut down and quarantined, but they don't get any outside help, you know? They're just like, oh, you guys are off on your own. Don't infect the rest of us. Wait, how does she know what they look like? Oh, what am I saying? She just saw them the other night. Why didn't she, like, say something sooner, though? Oh, what probably happened, well, I'm so dumb. What probably happened is she told him immediately, and he's like, draw what they look like so I can help identify them. Okay, well, my brain shuts off a lot of times during these reactions, clearly. That is the question. Oh, Sandra. I love how Audie just brought popcorn. Like, this is movie night. She's just having a blast. No, they're not the ones stealing the voices. Geez, just some pretty graphic illustrations. Very good question. Very good, Xander. Let's get to the bottom of it. I mean, how could you misinterpret that? Oh, no sword can kill them. How about a bazooka? Play a recording of screaming? How would the legends know anything about whether recording works or not? I love his drawing of Buffy. I'm trying to think what would be the smart plan under the circumstances. I mean, if it's just any real human voice defeats them, I feel like you go outside of Sunnydale, you kidnap somebody, you write a long message explaining this is for the greater good of humanity, yada yada, pay them some cash, bring them over. Or, you know what, they'll just be scared from the kidnapping and scream naturally and take care of these gentlemen. Come on, right? She has the spells there and everything. It has to be her, unless that's a misdirection and I'm falling for it. And she might be like, you know, a lot of the Scoobies have been, casting this spell and not thinking through the ramifications, and now she regrets it, but she can't speak and undo it. Careful. Look behind you. Shoot, 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 shoot. They're right there. Okay, that's creepy. I love that out of focus shot. These gentlemen have to be up there with some of the scariest monsters in Buffy, I think. Come on, somebody help her out! If anyone saw the news, they realize that some serious stuff has been going down. It's even scarier that they're like so calm, just like chasing after her, not even rushing. Okay, well that seemed to work. Come on, hurry up, open it up! Those guys could be floating around the corner any second. Wait, what the heck? Oh, that was classic Silence of the Lambs misdirection right there. I actually don't know what came out first, Silence of the Lambs or this episode of Buffy. Nice entrance to save your boyfriend-to-be. What a way for them to find out, too. That's pretty good. That's not the way I would have expected when they both can't speak and react to it, but it's kind of cool. Little Tarzan action, well done. You can't say sorry or excuse me, okay? Oh, shoot. Shoot, all the misunderstandings that can happen when you can't speak. Oh, and Anya can't even tell him. Come on, come on. Poor Spike. Oh, that's kind of sweet. That's kind of sweet for them, though, right? Spike, you help better than any marriage counselor or therapist could have. Okay, I love that's how they resolved their issue. Come on! Use some witch power or something to move it. Do not try, just do. Together? Oh, that's smart. Combine powers. There you go. Well done. Look at that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's not related at all to the voices being taken away. Maybe she's just a real witch, you know? Way to go, Riley. Way to go. This is the compatibility test for their relationship, honestly. Ruth, that didn't work at all. Oh, he hit the wrong thing. Scream! Jeez! It blows their heads up? This just turned into Kingsman.
I thought maybe we could do a spell. Make people talk again?
Oh, okay. Well, I totally fell for it. I thought she was the one behind it. Turns out she was just trying to fix things.
Oh, I'm not. I don't have much in the way of power.
You're pretty strong, Willow.
So would you say this was your best visit ever?
Absolutely.
I just thought you were being pretentious.
Oh, I was.
Hi.
Hi.
How's this conversation gonna go down?
Well, I guess we have to talk.
Buffy's like, let's go back to the part where we couldn't talk. That was less awkward. They don't say a word. That's some commentary. Alright, so that's Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 4, Episode 10. I think that was a really, really strong episode. I mean, usually my favorite episodes are the ones that tie into like a bigger season arc or storyline, and this one kind of did that. It also, in a way, felt like a one-off episode too, but I think it was really strong thematically with everything going on in a few different ways, actually. I mean, first, before the themes and kind of the commentary going on, I think that just the design of the creatures, the gentlemen, you know, stealing everybody's voice, that's a cool concept, but the way they looked and moved and floated around was very unsettling, and the makeup on their faces and their teeth and expressions, and just the fact that they were like these evil, demonic type surgeons cutting out the hearts of people in the middle of the night, you know, that's a graphic, I mean, they didn't show everything, obviously, but that truly is the stuff of nightmares, something that, you know, makes you terrified, and so I like that as the antagonists of the show. And I guess it really wasn't so much of a one-off episode because there were some big developments with characters and their relationships and their connections to each other. And I think the biggest one is just Buffy and Riley both taking off their superhero masks and looking at each other for the first time. And so that's pretty significant, not to mention the first kiss of we will see how their relationship actually develops. And then we have another witch who I wonder if, I'm sorry I forget her name, but I wonder if she's going to become a new member of the group possibly. It felt somewhat significant, you know, we spent some time with her character and I think she provided a nice, and at least for me, it was clearly an effective misdirection. You know, here I was was, thinking she was the actual cause and the gentlemen were the misdirection, but it turns out the opposite. So it was well played in that sense. But I think that emphasis on her character and the fact that she and Willow seem to connect, and it must be such a relief for Willow too. Like, not only find someone in the Wicca group who is, you know, cool and not being mean and shutting other people down, but also someone who is actually a witch and who she can kind of bond with and talk about those things. Because I just feel like it's kind of like, you know, even amongst her friends, it's somewhat like how Buffy and Faith could relate to each other as fellow slayers in a way that none of her other friends could ever understand her. I feel like for Willow, it must be a similar thing. And it's also cool because Willow making a connection like that fresh off the heartbreak with Oz, that's such a great thing. And Willow deserves to be happy, so it's nice that she can kind of connect and meet another fellow witch who we'll see like how big of a role she has to play. Is she going to be a recurring character? We'll see what happens. I'm not sure. I could see it either way. I thought this episode just did what Buffy really does best overall as a show, which is kind of combining, you know, dramatic things. Like, there were some scary moments that were played for scares. They weren't cheapened by like an easy punchline, but then there were also humorous sequences and scenes that were just really silly and funny sprinkled throughout at the same time. And I think that the blend of those two tones was balanced very well in this episode. I particularly, you know, for a humorous kind of story arc that also had a touch of real sweetness, was Anya and Xander. You know, starting off, we have kind of that classic couple dynamic, like, what are we? You know, how serious? Where are we going? You know, is it difficult? You know, that thing that anyone can relate to, just a very common thing for many relationships. But, you know, to have that resolved with Spike, with a misunderstanding with Spike, and it was funny because Spike unfairly gets punched by Xander, but at the same time, like, that would of course be the perfect action to prove to Anya's character, you know, how much Xander feels for her. And then of course, you know, the sweet kiss at the end, you know, it's just a nice, sweet, and very funny kind of side story arc in this episode. And it was just a cool and entertaining premise just for a supernatural kind of exploration, like what would happen to a small town if everyone can't speak anymore. You know, I like that premise of everything going down. I feel bad for the citizens of Sunnydale. You know, it felt to me like The Dark Knight Rises, when Gotham is just left on their own as Bane rules the town. It felt similar, like, oh, Sunnydale's in trouble, they have this going crazy, no one can speak, let's just leave them alone, quarantine them, suck it up, Sunnydale. You know, if it sucks. Sunnydale is not a place you want to live, okay? Let's just be real. That's the last town you want to be stuck in. Move to LA. I know there's the whole contingency and collection of an evil law firm, but come on, Sunnydale is just unlucky supernatural. I mean, it's the Hellmouth, of course. It makes sense. You're like, ground, what do you call it in a earthquake? Is it ground zero at the center? It's the epicenter. I don't know how to speak. I don't know the terms right now, but it's not a great place to vacation or be in. But I think my favorite aspect of the episode was the commentary, and I think a lot of it, you know, was kind of, the theme was hinted at during the class, you know, talking about the distinction between language and communication. And then I also think what was really clever is that when everyone was robbed of their voices, it showed both in a weird way, it made communication much more difficult in most scenarios, but in certain scenarios, it made communication easier. And I thought that was very interesting and also very truthful, you know. As important as it is, the ability to speak, and as efficient as that makes a lot of human interaction, at the same time, speech and verbal communication a lot of times isn't as meaningful and revealing as other forms of communication. And I just think that was demonstrated so well with like the kiss scene between Riley and Buffy, with Buffy and Riley both, you know, nervously kind of talking around each other several times, including the beginning of this episode, and avoiding expressing their real feelings. But when they were forced, you know, in that moment, and they had no opportunity to kind of, you know, stall or procrastinate or just, you know, wander aimlessly around in the realm of speech, You know, they got to the real heart of the issue about how they felt and expressed that with a kiss in that moment when they're both concerned for each other's safety. And then it was both funny and kind of hammered home that message with that final scene when, you know, they're both, after realizing, you know, their true identities, you know, it shows that some conversations are difficult to have. There are topics and conversations, especially when they hit close to home, or maybe are concerning like strong emotional feelings. It's just hard to say. You know, even with the Xander Anya storyline that was played for more humorous, that also was very connected to the theme, obviously. And just, you know, you look at someone like Xander and Anya, you know, she wants to know, like, how much do you actually care about me? How serious are you? And it makes sense, and, you know, that Xander might have a hard time expressing how he feels, but he can demonstrate how he feels very clearly with how defensive he is with his actions, you know, fighting Spike the second he thinks Anya got hurt. I don't know, but it was just like a fascinating, you know, it was both entertaining and funny. Like, it didn't feel like, you know, I was sitting here in a college lecture or anything like that. It was a fun episode, even if you don't want to look into the deeper meaning of it. But it was like a fun exploration at the same time of both the strengths and weaknesses of verbal communication. At least that's the way that I took it, and I really, really enjoyed that. Like I said, I really think that this episode kind of embodied what makes Buffy a great show. So, had a fun time with this one. Let me know in the comments down below, were there more kind of commentary or symbolism about communication going on that I didn't touch on or that I completely missed? There were definitely plot points that I was slow to pick up on or I forgot during the reaction. So if there are any of those that are entertaining, you can let me know in the comments down below. Thank you to everyone who supports on Patreon for the full reactions and future reactions. And as always, remember, be active, be mindful, and be a hero.